Hi, Karen from Quantum Heart Awakening. This is a collective support reading. Okay, let's just jump right in. This is a beautiful self-care reading. I didn't plan it that way, but this is what's coming up. It makes sense to me as we are in the post-eclipse portal timeline. We are kind of finding what is our new grounding after this intense portal. So yeah, this is a time of peace. This is a time of integration, relaxation. We are being asked to focus on mending self, right? Whatever came undone during the eclipse season, we're being called to just drop in to caretaking and nurturing role for self. This is not a time to ask more big questions. This is not a time to start turning over every stone looking for more answers. This is a time of rest. This is a time of self-care. We don't have this message here, but it just came to me around, when farmers grow crops, they often have to let the ground lie fallow in order for the soil to replenish its nutrients before they grow a whole nother crop. Because all of that growth and all of that nourishment it takes from the soil to grow food, to grow different things that support us. Oops, sorry, I just knocked everything over right there. It totally knocked my concentration as well. That's really interesting that just happened, actually. Yeah, sorry, I'm just feeling into that energy really quick. Yeah, so it's very possible that this eclipse portal has, knocked the wind out of you. That's been true for many people in my community. So let's just give that some space in this moment. Yeah, let's let that breathe for a second. Where have you been rattled in the last month, really since the full moon? What has come up for you? And does it need mending? Are there certain parts of your life, of relationships, are there things that need caretaking at this moment? Okay. Wow, I can't tell you how much that really just shook up the energy for me. I'm kind of lost all concentration. Okay, where were we? Yeah, there's something here about not trusting in the serendipity, right? Not trusting in the unfurling path, in the mystery, that you are being called to have an adventure. And what is an adventure? Oftentimes, an adventure is where we set out on a particular course and we allow the path to tell us where to go. We allow the mystery to be our navigation. And I understand how uncomfortable that could be for people that may have been used to finding deep comfort in control, in understanding and analyzing every little step along the way. It's interesting here because, sorry, did I ever fix the camera? Okay. It's interesting here because in the unconscious, we have the fork in the road and we also have this companion card. We also have surrender to receive and strength in the unconscious. So yeah, there's, for some of you, you be careful where you are forcing a binary in your life. What the heck does Karen mean by that? Okay, so anytime you have an if-then dynamic happening in your life somewhere, it usually means that there is a limitation, right? Let me give you a few examples. If I lose that weight, then I will be successful. If I make X amount of money, then I will be able to live the life of my dreams. If I have that certain kind of partner, then, all of this other, everything will unlock in my life and I will able to live in, beauty and abundance and flow. If I reach enlightenment, then I can be happy, right? That's a big no-no, right? Anytime you have these binary associations in your life, it's kind of it's a bit of a red flag to make sure, and some of them are real and legitimate and true, and only you can honor your sovereign discernment, right? Only you can decide what is resonant for you and what is holding you back. So there's some of these binaries are useful, and some of these binaries, most of the time, they keep us limited. They put a ceiling on our growth and development. Okay. Yeah, going back to the unconscious. So some of you are waiting for a particular, it could be as specific as a person, as a romantic partner. It could be a job. Some of you are holding off making these life decisions until this thing happens. And you are being called to have profound, great strength, right? Call on source, bring my God, my brain and mouth are not working today. Forgive me. Bring down God to ground level. Take the extraordinary out of the divine and call upon the strength of source, and allow yourself to be held by this grid of unconditional love and infinite oneness. It is this practice of letting the divine literally cradle you, like literally engulf you and hold you, and feeling that love, that safety, that space, that is going to help you to surrender. And we surrender in this moment so that we're able to step into receptivity, so that we're able to receive. So this is the next grand adventure. This adventure is on the other side of your ability to surrender and just trust the process. It's really interesting because I normally don't layer my cards like this. I don't put them on top of each other. And I didn't mean to put them in any order. I just put them out. And I think it's very interesting that the trust card fell upon ambition, and the get out of your head card fell on the why card, right? Stop asking why. Get out of your head. Everything you need is within you. Everything that the divine has in store for you is better than you can imagine, right? It's quite literally saying you cannot possibly perceive what is what can possibly unfurl for you. It's not even in your scope of reality. So how can we micromanage where we think we're supposed to go? How can we micromanage making this discernment of which direction to go when what is meant for us is so far beyond our wildest dreams that it's impossible, right? So all we can do is use our precious life force to surrender to something higher than self, to surrender to the thing that's higher than self that knows what is in store for us. So what do we do in the meantime? We take care of self. We mend broken pieces within ourselves and within others. We trust in the profound new love that will arise on the other side of our fears. We trust in the luck of service, right? Being in service, being in connection with others is the, didn't I see a key somewhere? Hold on. Oh, face your fears. We have this key in this beautiful prism image. Being in service to others is the key to unlock so many things. I can't tell you, by just even me coaching and doing these readings for you all, both publicly and privately, all of these things have been such a sacred mirror of my own stuff, of my own blockages, of my own ambitions, of my own gifts and talents. Sometimes we can't recognize our own gifts. We have to have them reflected back to us, or we have to have them quite literally spoken to us so that it really lands, that our souls are here doing valuable work. There's so much energy of surrender here. Your wishes will be granted, right? New love is coming in. Specifically, this feels very much like a new love of self, this feels very much like new love is awaiting for you on the other side of your fears, and going through that portal will unlock a new layer of your ambition within your soul mission. We have this interesting warrior princess card, and I almost never mention it. It's come up in 3 readings, so now I have to mention it. I just really didn't feel called. I didn't really get a message on what to say about it, but when I said new love is on the other side of your fears, there's something about having to step into your warrior energy to walk through this portal. And sometimes that warrior energy needs to be wielded in such a way that, just because a warrior is at peace, it doesn't mean that they lost their skills, right? A warrior princess or prince who is in a time of rest still has profound skills. They're still honing and integrating all of their journeys, all their great adventures that they've had, and they're preparing. It's funny because a warrior is almost always in perpetual preparation, right? There's really no times of, oh God, this is such a beautiful, profound message. In essence, for a warrior, there's no time of peace and there's no time of war. They're almost in this perpetual alchemy of this peace and war spectrum, on this polarity. Wow, that I just got full body goosebumps. That's a really interesting message for all of us. And those of you who are, walking this esoteric path, or this alchemical path, or the twin flame path, most of you are familiar with this idea of the alchemical union of opposites, right? This idea of turning lead into gold within ourselves and transmuting all of that darkness back into light. So again, there's such a profound, I thought this was going to be a really light, fluffy reading, but I'm still getting these waves of chills. It's such an interesting idea. So then what happens, right? I'm going to pose the question here. If there's really no such thing as peace and no such thing as war, and really we are just on this ever-flowing, infinitely unfurling spectrum, where do we find home? Where do we set up shop? Wow. Sorry, I'm just feeling that after I said it. And that's the thing. We have to choose, right? We have to wield our sovereign free will and make a choice of how we want to live, right? So we can't set up our life in such a way that we have to bow to the winds of change, right? We can't build a foundation on only peacetime, and we can't build a foundation on only wartime, right? We have to surrender to finding peace in the war within ourselves at all times, right? You're never not on this journey. You're never not called to this highest and best possible interpretation. That's what we're doing here. We are honing our lens. I'm looking at this focus card here, right? Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful eye, right? And it's located in an inverted triangle, right? The descent, it's pointing down to this heart, down into the earth, down into the core. So we're constantly on this journey of descending into the shadows, descending into the dark. I'm noticing this lion here. If you notice, half of the lion's face is in the shadows, and they still have their third eye open, active, and awake, right? And it's through this, all of this emerald green heart chakra, this love, this compassion, that they have growth, right? If you look at these crystals that are growing out from the lion. Wow, that's a beautiful message. Wow, I just didn't expect this much alchemy to show up in this sweet little Saturday morning reading. So we can be shocked together. Yeah, I like this of, I used to give the example of, think of a pendulum swinging. And so often on this path of illumination, we are just riding the pendulum. We're going from one extreme to the other. And really, the pendulum is life. The pendulum never stops swinging. So, okay, if that's true, then what else has to be true? Well, it's very common to get very nauseous and seasick when you're riding the full arc of the pendulum, right? So what do we have to do? And I always give this visual. If you think of a pendulum, it's usually on a post, and then the kind of circle ball part is on the end. We have to climb up that post all the way to the top, all the way to where the fulcrum is, and find our seat. You could even call it sitting on our throne as the divine witness. So that instead of riding the wave of the arc of the pendulum, we actually can just witness the wave of the arc of the pendulum. There's something here about accessing this grounded, stable, peacetime core of self and finding your seat of the soul. And it is through that seat that you will be able to access calm, grounded center. It'll give you enough space to access intuition and wise discernment. And then, and only then, will you be able to access choices when you're presented with a fork in the road, when you're presented with when you're meeting self at the intersection of life. You will have, you will be armed with appropriate intuition. You'll have access to this aligned, deeper resonance. Okay. I'm actually starting to lose my voice, so I might have to cut it. Let's see. What else should we get? Let's see. Let's get some angel cards. Okay. All right. What does the collective need to know, Spirit, for the highest and best good of self and the planet? What would support them on their journeys today? Anything else? Oh, okay. Anything else? Oh, these cards are popping today. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Okay. Well, that's a lot of cards, but we'll go through them one at a time. Yeah, look at this. Victory. You have come home from war and you have come home victorious. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. We have sensitivity. You are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Yeah, you just went through an incredible portal where you've battled lower frequencies within yourself. Yeah, it is a time of rest. Leadership. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. What's another way to say that? Your throne is waiting for you. Brilliant idea. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. Angel therapy. Give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Again, you're not doing this alone. It's reminding me of this companionship card. Never think you have to do this alone. All is well. Everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. We keep getting this card. Divine order. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. I'm going to say this again. I say it a lot. Our job here is to recognize that human chaos is divine order. When we have chaos in our lives, trust that this is actually divine safety. Spiritual understanding. I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. The next message, I'm getting a message off of that very loud and clear. Again, you can't receive messages until you are surrendered. If the ego has control over the steering wheel of your life, there's no extra room, right? There's no space. So in order to receive divine wisdom, sometimes we have to actually carve out space to receive it. There needs to be an empty, some sort of void for something to flow in. Then we have passion. Trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. And our last, this is hysterical that this is the last card. We have career transition. Your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Let's see what we have in the unconscious. We have patience. We keep getting patience cards in every reading. Your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. Don't rush the process. Again, this is a time of rest. Remember, we are in peacetime right now. Do we want some self-care cards? I'm feeling like that's a yes. Okay, spirits. Okay, what? Alrighty then. All right, music, drop into music. Music is the fastest way to shift frequency because you're quite literally receiving different frequencies. So drop into your favorite music, maybe even add some movement and dance to that. Flow like water. We had a couple messages, I can't remember if they were in this reading or not, about grounded. Make sure you're grounded. My favorite way to ground is submerging in warm water, or of course being barefoot on Mother Gaia. Positive affirmations. The easiest thing to do when your mind is filled with denser energies or dense thoughts is to quite literally replace those thoughts with something else. So maybe some of you have your favorite affirmations that might be supportive for you. We have meditate. We have look to the stars, maybe accessing your current astrology right now, and the way your birth chart is coming into relationship with the current astrology might be useful for some of you. We have plan a vacation. That could be internal or external. We have read. Something that some of my, or actually several of my spiritual mentors have shared with me is that we need to come into contact with holy writings every day, whatever that is for you. I don't care if it's scripture, I don't care if it's music lyrics, I don't care if it's poetry, but we need to come into contact with words that hold profound power to us, words that take us out and beyond self. This is so important to recalibrate the system. And it almost, remember earlier I mentioned about having a ceiling on this work? Reading these holy words, these holy texts, what that does is it punches a hole right through the ceiling and reminds you that there is something so much greater beyond this moment, so much greater than what our limited psyche can access at this moment. Again, I always bring this up, hydration, connect with womb space. So this is a collective reading, but the entire collective is being asked to connect with the divine feminine energy, the divine elder, mother, matriarchal line. And then I laugh, we're going to end on ground yourself. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect. It's interesting, in the unconscious, we have this pleasure card. Something that came up in the divine masculine reading is this, some of you may be experiencing some sort of I don't want to say sexual dysfunction because that sounds like such a crappy phrase. If you have a better one, you could put it in the comments, but some sort of sexual block or sensual block. You might feel that it's not as easy right now to access your eros. And so understand that, again, this is intentional. This is the divine's way of allowing you, hold on, let me gather myself. There's a lot of interference. Hold on. Yeah, we're being asked to take a break from the Eros because there has been a long-term misuse of this divine life force energy on the planet. So we are in this, even, it's so funny, even your Eros is in peacetime, right? Even your Eros is taking a break so it can rest and recover and recalibrate. That which aroused you previously may not arouse you currently. And if you're walking this path with integrity, sincerity, and intention and authenticity, then you will know that you are in this constant becoming. So in that constant becoming, our Eros ebbs and flows, right? We're attracted to different things. Our senses are recalibrating. We're becoming finely tuned. You know, if you think about times of celibacy and what that really does for us on the spiritual path, it gives the system a break. It allows us to take up enough space to go at our own body's pace, to access this beautiful, very sensitive, highly fine-tuned discernment over what is moving for our body, mind, spirit, what is appropriate, what feels nourishing. It allows us more space to discern what is love and what is fear, right? Because those are the two, that is the biggest polarity on the planet, love or fear, expansion or contraction. We're either receiving one or we're receiving the other. And the only way for us to discern is to get really grounded in self. Wow, that's beautiful, beautiful message. And you know what? The sensuality, sexuality piece does keep coming up. All right, let's get a cosmic journey. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? We have this wanted universe creators. Yeah, you know, we are answering the call to something higher. We are answering this call to something higher, and the only way to become diligent stewards of this, of something this precious, is to prove to self and the universe that we can hold it, that we can remain in our sovereignty long enough to properly wield our life force. We have out of the mess comes elegant order. Again, recognizing that human chaos is divine order. Do we want, hold on, let's get this. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Okay, anything else? Anything else? What would you like these beautiful souls to end on for today? What do they need to take with them and hold in their hearts for the rest of the day, week, month, year? Okay, that's enough. We have individuality. Every person has their own personalized study in Earth School. We got this the other day. We have sanctity. Through offering, even the most mundane problem can become a sacrament. This is, again, I'm called to this path of celibacy, and take that with a grain of salt. The celibacy could look like anything. It doesn't have to be just abstaining from, sexual relations. It could be celibacy, from eating a certain way, or from different activities that we do. It's sort of this mystical sobriety, right? This calling back of our spirit, this calling back of our sovereignty. We have acceptance. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. And faith. Miraculously, amazingly, everything I need always comes. Love is opening me to receive beyond anything I imagine. We have divine abundance. You were born to align with the love's will. Follow the Tao and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundance, not chase it. Again, this is this surrendering to receive, right? This is this knowing that you're worthy enough to allow this throne to hold you. And then we have change. When the ego finally sees the utter madness of trying to control everything, you come to a sacred crossroads in your own evolution. Isn't this interesting? Fork in the road. Change is coming, and we have to be grounded enough so that we can access appropriate discernment. That was a beautiful reading. Thank you for being with me. I hope this was supportive, and I will see you in the next one.